Dear Erin, I'm a new mom and have transitioned to the stay-at-home mom life and caring for my baby girl. Up until now, I have been a working professional and I feel like my whole life has been turned upside down, like I don't even recognize myself anymore. How do I juggle with my new identity while staying true to my core?
That's a really, really good question. We see tons of new moms coming into therapy, and as we continue to break down stigma around that it's okay to not be okay, we're seeing more and more people get help. As a mother myself, mom, I have biological kids, I have stepkids, I've been doing the mom thing for probably the last 15 years of my life. It's the biggest transition I've ever been through. Your whole identity changes, and it is hard. I mean, I'm not one of those like hang in there mama people, but the reality is like you kind of got to hang in there. I was told this really awesome story about flamingos recently, actually. So when flamingos have babies, they're so busy feeding their newborn that they actually don't get enough of the color from like the shrimp and the different stuff that they eat, so they lose their color, right? So for about 3 years after their flamingo baby is born, they go from pink to light pink and sometimes even to white because they're so busy giving all of their color to their baby, which I think is a really good metaphor for what happens to moms and across maybe all cultures, including for human beings. We have to give a lot to nurture this new little creature in our lives, and it is a whole identity change and crisis. I don't think it does us any favors to pretend like it's not. A lot of times people will be like, oh, well, things haven't changed. It's not true. Things have like massively changed. And the best thing we can do is we can acknowledge that there's a change, and we can find ways to lean into the change, right? Leaning in for me means saying, how can I talk about it? How can I grieve, right? Like it's this ambiguous loss of how can I grieve who I once was in this transition phase to become who I'm going to be as a mother. It doesn't mean that you're totally lost. Much like the flamingo, the color comes back. So once you get your footing and once your baby doesn't, deprive you of all of your things, including sleep, and literally if you're nursing, like milk and all of that kind of stuff and all of that energy, right? You get to kind of grow back into your mom, and you never know, you might just even have brighter colored feathers on the other side of it.